Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Community Matters. Today we have a very special show for you today, so stay tuned for that. I'm your host, Hayden PAdbury-Piette, grade 12 yourTV co-op student from St. Joseph's Secondary Catholic School. Here to talk about something very special to us here at yourTV, to mental health supporters, to the Man to Man show, and that is the second annual Men's Summit. And that took place on November 15th. So here at yourTV, we cover outside events, indoor events. So I took the courage upon myself to grab a camera case, and to go down and film the Men's Summit all by myself. And I took from my perspective of what I saw. So I was there filming with the 5 speakers that were there that were asked to. And then after that, before lunch, we went into break rooms. And I went to one of the break rooms because I said, you know what, I wanted to take a break. I wanted to go see what everything was all about, what people were learning about, where people went. So I went into Men's and Meaningful Work, that breakaway room, and I was fascinated of what money can do to people. It was very, very fascinating to me. And then it was just awesome to see people step up and talk about their job lives. And it was just awesome. And I learned a lot from what having a good job can look like and what having a bad job can look like when it comes to family, when it comes to mental health. So that's obviously something I need to take in consideration because I'm going to college. I'm going to college to do this, be a camera operator, just to be here. So it's pretty fascinating what having a good job can do and what having a bad job can do. But that's it from me, because obviously there's more important stuff that we need to get to. So today, so when I was at the Men's Summit, did I interview anybody? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I had some help. As everybody here on yourTV knows, there's a wonderful show, and this show's a great show, and it's My Viewpoint, hosted by your very own Nick Seabrook. And he was also at the Men's Summit, so I had asked him for help to interview Steve, Justin. Let's go down now to Nick Seabrook with all of those interviews now.
I'm Nick Seabrook. I'm here at the second annual Men's Mental Health Summit. I'm here with organizer Stephen Duras, someone yourTV viewers might recognize for his show on yourTV with Ivan LaBelle, Man to Man. Stephen, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, Stephen, tell us a little bit about today's event.
Well, today's event is sponsored by Grant Marion Construction, sorry about that. And they sponsored the whole works. Lactalis sponsored all our advertising, which we're really, really grateful for. But it's we want to get word out about men's mental health and wellness. And it's not just a mental health conference, it's about the wellness. We all have to, there's no health without mental health.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the event today and what went on and what were some of the activities that took place.
Well, we had 5 speakers, Mayor Townsdale being one of them, and they all talked about their travels in the mental health, their struggles and how they come out of it. And it's really, really good to see that men are willing to talk about what's going on in their lives and how they came up the ladder. Might have been knocked down, but they got themselves back up. And I think that's the important message of today. Keep going forward, keep going, keep moving, and tomorrow's another day.
As well, in addition to the featured speakers, there were several breakout groups. What topics were covered there?
Now you got me, because my mind is a fog. One of the topics, the one I was teaching, was on suicide prevention. Men's suicide, 3 to 1 in Canada, and I believe in this area somewhere around 5 to 1.
Wow.
And out of all the suicides in Canada, which last year was 4,600, 75% of them were men. So I took over the one. There's the other one. I'd be remiss if I said I knew what I was talking about on them, because as I say, everything's a blur today for me.
Well, I believe the other breakout groups covered men and meaningful work.
That's it.
And the one that took place in this room here was wellness tools.
Oh, cool.
And now I just wanted to get a little bit about your own personal story with mental health. Like I had said, you've been an advocate for mental health in this community for a long time now, and you have such an inspiring story. And can you share a little bit of that with us?
Well, I was once upon a time a millionaire, and I lost everything. I ended up about 3.5 months homeless, and ended up trying to take my own life. And I always looked around to see who was going to be helping me, and there's nobody. And when I got in touch with Ivan LaBelle at a Suicide Prevention Coalition meeting, and we decided to start a group for men. And it doesn't only help men, it helps me. Because every time I talk about what my life has been, it helps me heal. And the whole idea of whatever I want to do in whatever time is left on this earth for me is I want to help men keep going.
Absolutely, and you have a men's mental health group. I believe it's on a monthly basis?
No, the mental health group is on a weekly basis. We have an office in Cornwall here, we have our meeting in Cornwall here, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Tudor Centre, 841 Sydney. And that's 5:30, 7:30 on Wednesday nights, and we have 5:30, 7:30 on Tuesday nights in Alexandria. And in the one in Cornwall here, we average about 15 men per night. The one in Alexandria, we about 7 or 8 men a night per week, and it's every week. It's walk-in, no charge, just come through the door.
And for someone who's watching at home, a man who's maybe struggling with his mental health, what would be a message you would like to tell him and how he can get some help for himself?
Come and see us. The main thing, come and see us. We have all kinds of different resources we could help set you up with. If we can't help you, we'll find somebody that will. So come to our group, come and see, come and sit and learn. Learn what's out there for you, because there's a lot of stuff that men don't know about.
Absolutely, and just to close off talking about this event, because it feels like it's grown so much just in 2 years, how does that make you feel, and will there be another summit like this next year?
God willing, yes, because I'm thrilled at the turnout today. The turnout today has been amazing. The participation today has been amazing. So it's like, yes, I hope we could do it again. I hope we call it the annual summit. I'm hoping it really does become an annual summit that we go on forever and ever.
And of course, free of charge, which is fantastic.
Yes, Grant Marion Construction paid for everything in the room, all the food and everything else, which is amazing food. They paid for everything that you see here. They paid for it, and it's great.
Fantastic, Stephen Douris, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Nick.
I'm speaking with Mayor Justin Towndale. Mayor, thank you so much for making the time today.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Now, you were one of the featured speakers here today at the event. Can you tell us a little bit about what you talked about?
Yeah, I think, this is, as you mentioned, second annual Men's Summit, and the subject being men's mental health. So part of what I want to do here is come here not as the mayor, but as a member of the community, as a human being, and talk about my experiences. And we really have to look to break the stigma. And I think looking out on the room that's just behind us here, you can see so many people came out today, so it feels like there isn't a stigma, but it is there. And for me personally, I'm like everyone else. I've struggled with mental health. I've had my challenges. I talked about them a bit today, and I think some of that will be shown on Kojiko as well. But certainly I wanted to be here to show that it's okay to admit you're not okay. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. We're all human at the end of the day, and we need to be able to communicate with each other. And there's nothing wrong with highlighting that, with highlighting our personal struggles. And what came up earlier today, showing that vulnerability. And as men especially, I think it's important that we get beyond this this idea that we can't talk about our feelings, or can't talk about when we're struggling, or talk about when we need help. Asking for help is a big step, and I think we have to realize we can do that. But we can do that with other men. And anyone in the community, really, but especially we have to work together with other men to break that stigma down, break those walls down.
Absolutely, and you talked about some of your own personal struggles that you've experienced through COVID, when you were on deployment, and can you talk a little bit about some of the things that helped you through those difficult times?
Yeah, admittedly, I've never sought help professionally, and I probably should have. I think, there's still, kind of playing into that stigma a little bit, and I think that's unfortunate. For me, it was talking with people, whether it be friends or, in this case, my spouse, Sarah. She is my rock, and she's certainly been very supportive. And, talking to her, it helps because we're a team, and, there's that old saying, it's, behind every we'll say, powerful man, there's a woman, but let's be realistic. She's beside me in this. She's not behind me. She's beside me, so she's my partner. And I think it's important to, if you have that ability to talk to someone, talk to them and be there for them as well, to hear them out, because they may have something they want to share, but they're not sure. So I think for me, I rely heavily on her, maybe too much, but I think, I go back to asking for help and seeking help professionally. There are professionals that can deal with this. The Canadian Mental Health Association in our community is a great organization, does great work, and they have counselors there that can provide assistance. And the organization itself in Canada is 100 years old. So, I mean, it's a well-established organization that knows how to help individuals who need somebody to talk to.
Absolutely, and as you said, really large turnout today. I think it's even better turnout than they had last year. Now, for people who may be struggling, like you were talking about, their resources are available, but how about someone who's still feeling that stigma? What would you say to someone who maybe needs some encouragement to get out there and get some help for themselves?
You're not alone. You're definitely not alone. And I think, especially post-pandemic, I think everybody's been touched in some way when it comes to mental health. And it can be tough because you might feel like you're alone, or you might feel people might judge you for asking for help or seeking help. You won't be judged. Just take that first step, even if it's asking your best friend, hey, can I talk to you for a sec? I've been feeling 100%. And even that small step can really help you,
All right, and for my last question, did you find today therapeutic for yourself? How do you feel after participating in an event like this?
I think so. For myself, it's still a first step in a sense, because I talked about a few things, but there's obviously more that can be discussed that I could bring up. I think it is therapeutic, and I think it's helpful, but it's also to try to perhaps set an example in a sense. Like I said, I am the mayor. I wear the mayor's hat, but at the end of the day, I'm just another member of the community. So I think it's important. If it helps encourage people by being here, then yeah, that's great.
Fantastic, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Nick.
With a co-host of Man to Man on yourTV, Ivan LaBelle. Ivan, I know that you're involved with another important program here in the city of Cornwall supporting men's mental health. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'd love to. So today's a big event, but we have a men's group, a support group from 5:30 to 7:30 every Wednesday at the Centre de Santé, which is on Sydney Street and 9th. And I just wanted to demystify a bit what goes on here. So our goal in that is to build better men, okay? Men of honor. We assure that men become responsible for the things in their life, assume the responsibility, and they have a place to calm the chatter going on in their minds. And in the end, what we want is men to feel good about themselves and know that they're enough. But this gives you the place, the occasion. It's a safe place to talk. Men are free to, we have guy banter going on, but we give good guidelines and try to help out each other. And the power of group is great because there's more people around the table, right? So if you go, who thinks that's a good idea? And 9 out of 12 people raise their hand and go, yeah, it's a good idea. More than likely, it's a good idea. So that's the power of a group. We're there for you, and it's not to talk down about women or anything like that. I just want to make that clear because men's group, sometimes that scares people. So all men are welcome, and anybody who identifies as male is welcome, over 18. And we're getting more young people coming in and stuff now. So it's really taken off. As Steve mentioned earlier, we've been over 150 people come through the door. The group averages about 10 to 15 people every week. So anybody's welcome. It's easy to join in. You walk in, all you do is sign one consent form saying what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. And that's about it. It's simple.
And just to remind viewers again, when and where?
Wednesday nights from 5:30 till 7:30 at the Centre de Santé, which is at the Tudor Centre. You'll see us there. There's a big poster in the door. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ivan.
Thank you.